So now that we are clear with how current is being generated, we saw that there was a magnetic field north south. This magnetic field will be producing current through it. Now if we place a coil into it, say let us say that I place a coil inside this field, so this field will be interrupted. You can say the coil will be cutting this field at different points, right? So this is known as generation of flux, right? The electric lines are being cut, the magnetic lines are being cut, sorry. So now what's happening is that due to this there will be current generation in this coil. Let us say there is a current going in and out of this coil. Obviously this coil is further connected to something known as brushes. Now what happened is that let us say this coil was inserted into the magnetic field like this, and when there was a flux there was a force generating on it, the force F, right? Now if I place my thumb in the direction of this force and my pointer finger in the direction of the field, I'll get the direction of the current, that is from the middle finger will be like this. Okay, now again if you look at this point, when it reaches to a point where it becomes perpendicular with the field lines, at this point you can say any further inclination, say if the coil is somewhere around here right now, about you can say more than 91 degrees, now the same line will have force acting downwards. Now the force will be acting downwards. So when your thumb is inverted, now this is the direction of your thumb, so what is going to happen is that the orientation of your current will also be reversed. This will be the direction of your current now. So for the remaining half cycle, there will be a negative drench on a graph if I was to show you. So this is your first half cycle, then there is a downfall, the downfall continues, and again the current rises. So you can assume this is something like a cycle. So let us say this is our coil. So you can say since the coil rotates, it reaches a point we can say is maximum. So this would be that point on the graph. This is how the coil is rotating. Now for the remaining half cycle, if I say the coil is again getting a downfall, so this will be that point on the graph, and you can say after that the coil is reaching one more max peak in the negative side. This is the downfall, and after that the coil reaches to where it was. So this is one complete cycle, and this is how alternating current is produced by the continuous rotation of this coil. Okay, so this is known as a generation of current, a quick revision if you can say from our previous video. Now let us start to defining alternate current. So you can define alternate current as a current that has magnitude but its direction is continuously changing with time. So let me say that a current which has magnitude but its direction is changing with time. This is the definition of alternating current, and you can say in contrast to it, the direct current is something which has a constant magnitude and direction. So what it means, if this is my axis of current and if this is the axis of my time, then you can say that direct current would be something like this. So let us say if I have direct current, it would be something like this. Say at 5 ampere, this is what the direct current would be with time. Say at 5 seconds, say at 10 seconds, at 15 seconds, the current is always constant. Whereas talking about the alternate current, it is not the case. This is something how the alternate current would be like. Okay, so now once you have defined alternate current, we know that when a coil is rotated in this magnetic field, an alternating EMF is induced. Now when this coil is being rotated in the field, there is an alternating EMF, you can say generation of voltage. Now why is this voltage alternating? Because the current is alternating. And this voltage can be given by Z, which you can say is equal to Z naught, which will be your max value, multiplied by sine omega t. Okay, so now let me say if my current is I, which is equal to V upon R, I can simply say it is equals to Z upon R, which will be equal to Z naught sine omega t upon R. Now if you are not very sure how did we derive this equation, there will be a separate video for it. I'll explain you how we reach to this point that an alternating EMF of this value is generated. But for now, this is what you have to remember, that you can say to find current at any point I, it should be equal to I naught multiplied by sine omega t. Find current at a point. Thus current in a circuit varies in a sinusoidal waveform. Why sinusoidal waveform? It has the sine graph. What is sinusoidal waveform? The waveform generated in this shape is known as sinusoidal waveform. So an alternating current will have sinusoidal waveform, and your I is your instant current at a point, instantaneous current at a point. Maybe at this point if I want current, so at this point I will be equal to your max value I naught sine omega t. So this is known as you can say the how to find the alternate current, and a derivation expression to find the alternate current. This is the expression to find the alternate current. You can note down this expression. This is important to find the alternate current in the instantaneous value of the current. What is I naught? It is a peak or maximum value during cycle of an alternating current. You can say your I naught is the peak or maximum value of alternating current, and you can say I is your instantaneous current, right? So let us come to one important aspect of current, that is known as, let us define few things. The first one being amplitude. What do you understand by amplitude? It is the maximum value attained by an alternating current on either sides. Yes, seen what do we mean by either sides? That the current when flows in a positive cycle and also in the negative cycle, which makes it one entire cycle. So the maximum value would be somewhere around here. With respect to your current, this is the maximum value it attains. So it remains same in the positive and the negative cycle. What I mean to say, this direction, this length and this length are same. So this is known as basically your amplitude. Instead of this x, we can write this is as A. It is denoted by A. It is known as your amplitude. So what is time period? It is very simple. The time period is the time taken by an alternating current to complete one cycle of its variation. So if I say, if this is my, let me change my ink. So let me say, if this point is my 0 second, starting from this point, whatever time my current will take to reach back to that same position on this graph, make sure it also reaches at this point, but it is only a half cycle. When it completes positive and negative cycle both together, this is known as your time period T. So I hope that is clear. Now time period can also be found something like this. You have a formula which you can note it down. The time period is always equals to angular displacement in complete cycle which could be divided by angular velocity. So you can note this down. that t is equals to 2 pi upon omega. So this is also an important formula and the definition of time period that you need to note. So just to recall that we understood what the direct current means, what does the alternate current means, how alternate current is generated, what is amplitude, what is time period. Now what is frequency? So let us come to that. What do we mean frequency? It is nothing but the number of cycles completed per second. The frequency and time period are very much related. Frequency only talks about 1 second. 1 second में कितने बार साइकिल कवर हो रहे हैं, that is known as your frequency. मे बी एक ही साइकिल पूरा हो, मे भी 2 साइकिल पूरे हो जाएं, वट एवर. ओके, जस्ट लेट मी क्लियर इट आउट. मे बी 2 साइकिल पूरे हो जाएं. So you are getting that point, right? So whatever it is, this is known as your frequency. मे भी हो सकता है आधा ही साइकिल पूरा हो, मे भी हो सकता है क्वार्टर साइकिल ही पूरा हो, बट इट डजेंट मैटर. फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या बोल रहा है? व्हाट इज फ्रीक्वेंसी? फ्रीक्वेंसी इज नथिंग बट द नंबर ऑफ साइकिल्स कंप्लीटेड पर सेकेंड बाय एन ऑल्टरनेटिंग करंट. एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी इज ऑलवेज इनवर्स ऑफ टाइम पीरियड. व्हाट इज टाइम पीरियड? Time taken by an alternating current to complete one cycle. One cycle complete करने को in seconds कितना टाइम जा रहा है, that is time period. तो 1 सेकेंड के अंदर कितने साइकिल पूरे हो रहे हैं, so that is your frequency. 1 upon time period is your that answer. So you can note these formulas down. So to summate it out, your I is equals to I naught sine omega t, which is equal to I naught sine 2 pi ft, which is again equal to I sine of 2 pi upon t multiplied by small t. So this is how we come to the point of summating all your formulas required. So I hope this clears few things for you and you will be comfortable with the definition of current, the you can say the meaning of what does current means, alternating, direct, and few derivations. Now I think that I should also explain you this one thing, that frequency means 1 upon time period. And what is time period? It is 2 pi upon omega. So frequency is very simple, like I assume this is quite understandable. Omega upon 2 pi is your you can say frequency. So therefore omega is equals to f into 2 pi. So this is how I substituted this omega as 2 pi f. Yeah, so I guess this clears out how things are working. Did I miss anything which makes this formulas unclear? I think I is equals to I naught sine omega t is one fact. I substituted omega as 2 pi f, and yes, I substituted this again. Frequency is what? Inverse of time period. So I substituted f as f is equals to 1 upon t in this formula. Okay, I hope these things are clear. I'll see you in the next lecture.